here today. So that's it for me. We're out of here. See you
Bye.
next week.
Ciao.
I'm Marijuana Man, and this is our show. I'm no longer from under the seed desk. I'm now
Under the influence.
still under the influence. So welcome to the show. Joining me, as always, is Al the Alchemist, doing a fine dab there in his brain pipe. That pipe came right out of his brain.
It did.
And
Compliments of Liquid Glass Arts on Instagram. Check him out at Liquid Glass Arts. Guy nailed it. Sent him a drawing, and we talked a little while, and that's what he made.
beautiful. And joining us in between is Kush Queen,
Hola, hola. Happy
Yeah.
holidays, you guys.
down from the Snowy Mountain Lodge.
Well, I had to. It's the last show of the year.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Last show before Christmas.
Yeah, it's the last show of the year, isn't it?
Next Wednesday.
Is there one more show?
Yeah, and 2 more years.
5 more years.
We just signed a deal.
5
didn't we?
years.
I signed a 5. Yeah, that's
You
what they
signed
made
a
me
5?
sign that.
Really?
For the show. Yeah, 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did
You
you-
guys didn't have to sign that?
I don't
They
sign.
also told me it was the last show of the year. So
I
I'm
don't
pretty
sign
sure they're
anything.
fucking with me.
Yeah, I don't sign anything. They
Ah, well.
may or may
I
not have
didn't-
passed me a pen and paper, but I don't sign anything.
I didn't get the memo.
I thought everybody was supposed to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just sign.
So yeah, here we are, winter solstice, December 21. Hope
Booyah.
everybody's got something to celebrate with. I'm smoking some Congolese.
And
Oh, that's my favorite.
It
I
is.
think we're gonna roll up some of some really
We've got
really
2
nice
versions of Congolese in the house. This is very delicious.
That one was
And-
grown by with Remo Nutrients. Flowered for 14 weeks, flushed
Oh, I
for
love
8
Congo.
weeks.
Yes, and we're indebted to the grower who grew it. So nice
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, beautiful.
And this
certainly
one,
my favorite. And
This
is
one.
another Congo,
this is like
grown differently than that.
Yeah.
So
This
yeah, we
is-
got friends in the house. Alyssa's here spinning the dials and punching the buttons for us. Rose is in the house, way over on the couch.
I like this 14-week
No one
one.
can hear me? Is that what they're saying?
Christmas tree on the table there
Hello?
actually was made by Rose.
Hi. Yeah? Okay.
The Rasta tree. yeah.
I knocked your Rasta tree over.
It's
I
fallen
tipped- I
over a few
tipped it
times.
over a
John
couple
B's here in the house. Ann's here with us too.
Don't take credit.
So yeah, I want to remind you to come on down to the store anytime. We're here at 307 West Hastings Street in Vancouver.
Yes, we are.
The gang is always around. They got all your smoking needs in there. Couple of floors of lounges upstairs, so they're open every day. Come on down. The Vancouver Seed Bank's still in the store, so do check them out too, and hook up with them online too. VancouverSeedBank.ca. They can hunt down any strains you need and get you growing the weed that you want,
Awesome.
not anything else.
And that's what you should all be doing.
We have.
Grow.
The lazy Susan, chronic Susan here today. She's getting down now. Still some Bruce Banner on there,
Getting down to the nitty-gritty.
but Bruce Banner's nice weed, I gotta say.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, all jokes aside, because we poked a lot of fun at Bruce Banner over the last year, but it really is some pretty good fucking weed.
I watched the latest Avengers movie the other day again, and
was so
all the
cool.
scenes in
That was really cool.
all the scenes with Bruce Banner are so fucking boring. Like really, you just fast forward through them. As soon as he stops being the Hulk, you just start fast forwarding.
It's like,
Same
oh,
with
yeah.
the with the comic. So I don't know. I would have called it Incredible Hulk myself. Number 3.
Hulk number 3.
So I invented a new app today.
Really?
Yep. It's called HighHigh, H-I-G-H. And that stands for How'd I Get Here? And it's an app that when you hit the button, it goes through all your social media and tells you what you did last night. Because one of the kids in the store today was standing there going, I don't remember nothing from last night. He said, but thank God for social media. He said, oh, I went to this restaurant, and then we went to
Oh,
this
good
bar,
Lord.
and it was brilliant. I thought, wow, there's a good app for you.
How'd I get here?
How'd I get here?
That's a great idea.
So, any of you people who are apt to make an app. Oh, there's another good app, Apt. But, yeah, so I got a million of them. Here's a weird thing that I saw in the news today. It doesn't have anything to do with marijuana necessarily. It has to do with, well, concussions. Now what they're saying is the thing to do if you have a concussion is not to lay down and rest, but to get up and go do shit. Just like they taught me when I was a kid. Oh, just walk it off. Right? They're saying, and science and medicine are suggesting that they can, this is a better thing to do. All the things that have been going on about concussions in the world recently, they're going, oh yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that. I've had a lot of concussions, and I'm not sure I'm not sure how to respond
Well,
to that.
now this was specifically for kids.
For kids.
Yeah. You know
Kids.
the kids' concussion. So how do you even know? A kid
It's like
comes
Flintstone
home.
vitamins.
Yeah. I don't know. I got hit in the head hard lots of times when I
Oh,
was a kid.
don't even worry. You just
your
got a
kid comes
child's
home with a
concussion. Walk it
you
off.
just send
Just
them
got
right back
a
out.
kid's concussion, yeah.
Just walk it off.
So if you do fall down at any time and hit your head, you want to figure out if you got a child's concussion or not. So big news out of Montreal last weekend. The Cannabis culture crew went down there and opened up a half a dozen
And shit popped off.
dispensaries in the deadly freezing cold that was going on, and swarms of people showed up. There was, when you looked at the pictures, it looked like it was a rally rather than a lineup to get into a weed store. And it was,
Totally.
Mark showed me the pictures, and he felt that very gratified.
It looked like the opening for Star Wars,
yeah,
is what it looked
did.
like.
And he was
Or like the Starbucks
Mark said that they have a tremendous and good delivery service in Montreal for marijuana, and he said there was absolutely no reason for those people to come out there in the freezing temperatures and stand there. But a resounding success from that point of view. But then the police did come. They'd received a couple phone calls earlier in the day from the press. And the press was saying, "No, we heard you're being raided right now. What's going on?" And they're going, "We're not being raided." And then somebody else from the press called and said, "We heard you're being raided." So Mark kind of figured it out and sent all the staff from his store home so that he was the only one in there. But so good on him to figure that out. And so, yeah, he got arrested and got a tremendous amount of press over it. Jody was in the press all the time. Her and Jeremiah got detained by the police for a bit, yanked out of their hotel, taken down to the station.
Which is ridiculous.
So I don't
I
know
think
if
it
they're...
was a murder investigation or something, for fucking Christ's sakes.
Well, Jody...
Follow them to the hotel, like rip him out of there, like
Jody,
what?
I'm hoping may get a chance to join us. And she can fill us in on some of those
Well, I did my
details.
Jody dance before we
But-
went on there, so she should be coming by.
I'm very glad that they're all safe and sound, and they made quite a stink in the news, which was probably the point.
Fucking amazing.
Wow.
Oh, that was so good. Holy fuck. Y'all should be jealous.
Well, it is very nice. So yeah, the marijuana is good.
Yeah, that marijuana
Eh?
is very good.
Don't you think? That's my conclusion. I did a small study. Now here's the thing that I came across. There is a high-end luxury marijuana market that caters to people willing to spend almost $3,000 for a joint. And hundreds for luxury subscription boxes, they're called.
Hook a brother up with that clientele.
Wow, yeah.
While many people may think of recreational marijuana stoners as, or marijuana smokers as grungy stoners, fuck off. A new study from Miner and Company Studio has uncovered an upscale cannabis consumer. Just the one. These are not lazy couch melters with low-paying jobs. It turns out that 84% of cannabis consumers are employed full-time. And 65% of these people have a household income of $75,000 or more. Why did we not know this before? Before people are drooling over the profits, right? Nobody ever told me that 84% of cannabis consumers are all fully employed and make 75 grand a year. No one ever said that. What the fuck? And now that it's worth billions, or they can perceive it to be such, they start throwing out these kind of numbers. But anyway, says there are 2 different monthly premium subscription boxes that cater to the big spender. The AU box is a carefully curated box of either CBD products and or THC products, depending on the state you live in. And it was created by Jessica Versteeg, a former Miss Iowa and an amazing race competitor. What kind of talent does this girl have? Huh? She's such a background in marijuana as Miss Iowa and an amazing race competitor. And the product is available only in
Well, did she win the Amazing Race?
competitor.
Ah, see. So what talent does she have?
Yeah.
Back to that question.
Coming in second is her talent. This product is only available in San Francisco. So it depends on the state you live in whether or not you can get it, and whether or not you can get CBD products and or THC, and that's only in San Francisco. So it's a fairly narrow market already, I'd have to say. She bills it as the gold standard in luxury marijuana, and she uses that chemical symbol for gold, AU. It's emblazoned on every high-end black box, stuffed with products that are all beautifully packaged. The boxes can be tailored to men or women and can contain a variety of items, such as Dark Heart Alchemy, vaporizer blends. Vaporizer blends. What's that?
I have no idea what the
A
fuck that
fucking
is.
mix of the bottom of the bags. Right?
Happy 420.
Happy 420. Why does my phone only say 418?
I don't know, but mine says 420 and it's an
I didn't hear the song yet. I'm conditioned.
So
condition. Look at your phone though. It says 421.
Yeah.
here's,
Now it says 421 as well.
you can also get, they have that vaporizer blends. Oh, there's also THC infused coffee.
Ooh.
Don't need it. I just infuse my body with both substances. I don't need them all mixed in one. I got time. Have a coffee and a joint. Who doesn't have time? They also have 24 karat gold rolling papers. Smoked them. Nobody liked them. Edibles. THC infused handcrafted marshmallows and pre-rolled joints or marijuana buds. These are high-end boxes. Doesn't have fucking that Congo in it. There's not
What
a
kind of
chance
buds?
in hell.
Failed, so
What
Doesn't-
kind of buds are they putting in there?
They've already failed.
Marijuana buds.
Just that's it. Just marijuana.
That's all they said, yeah.
Not strain specific. Not nothing.
The men's box, for example, might have condoms and pepperoni and pizza and beer and some jeans.
Some denim.
Right? Well, the ladies' box could contain cannabis-infused body butter.
What the fucking fuck?
Now, 1 month trial is $150, which drops to $135. Okay, you get discounts
I'm
to
gonna pay
$100
fucking
a
penny
month.
for that box.
Yeah. Another company called Club M.
Actually, I would just so I could burn it.
Another company called Club M is offering even more expensive boxes. The M1K retails for $1,000 and features cannabis products like Lola Cannabis. So I looked up. I looked up.
Okay.
I looked up Lola Cannabis.
Tell me about this Lola.
Welcome to Lolalandia, the greenest of green valleys. In Lololandia, our craft is cannabis and our tribe is magic.
This is the corniest.
We
thing.
source only the choicest flower and most flavorful concentrates from Golden State alchemists. So every bud you breathe has been hand-picked, hand-packed, hand-extracted with the kindest of vibes. Our alchemy is 1 part science and 2 parts Lola. Our mission is...
L-O-L-A, Lola.
Do you know that song? Our mission is to deliver experiences that inspire expansion of the mind, community, and overall well-being of humankind.
Cool.
Right? Though that's high end.
That's a fucking high-end mission statement if I've ever heard a high-end mission statement.
Yeah. So what else?
That was written by a unicorn
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
using a magic shard of crystal filled with rainbows.
And they also got weed in there from another outfit called True Humboldt. And this can be delivered in a custom apothecary humidor or genuine leather scent-free purse. The box is exclusively available to Club M members and contains flour, edibles, vapes, and cannabis-related accessories. Want to spend more? There's the M2 box for $2,000.
Tell me about the M3.
It's not just a bigger box, Al.
No.
This is a box.
Is it just a bigger
Is
box?
it thicker?
That's
Is it
fucking-
thicker too?
You don't even say that.
That's what Chris said.
Does it have thicker walls and better hinges?
It's made of.
It's not a
made
nicer
of type
box.
of wood.
Here's what Chris, though, the
It's
Club M
dovetailed,
co-founder, says. This box,
Dovetailed tongue and groove. This is a really nice box.
you would hope.
It's the same weed.
You'd hope it
It's the
was
same weed
dovetailed.
as the M1 box, but it's a way fucking nicer box.
Yeah.
But it's not just a bigger box.
I've been using
Not
it for
just a bigger box. Now, where did the thing go?
Hi, Dennis.
The here's what he says. Chris, the Club M co-founder, he said this
Club
isn't-
M.
He said this just isn't a bigger box. This is a box with hyper premium quality product.
Hyper premium.
Hyper.
Yeah,
Oh no, this.
hyper premium.
You
Not just
try
premium.
settling down. You try settling down this premium box. It is hyper premium. It will not settle down.
Yeah. And then he goes on to say,
Digits all through dinner.
Yep.
Crazy.
he says, frankly, it's a product most people can't afford, but Club M members are clamoring for it. That because it's hyper premium,
Fuck no doubt.
beyond fucking super duper premium.
This guy sounds very arrogant.
So what?
Oh yeah.
Frankly, it's no one can really afford it.
So what's in the
but
$2,000 box of
It
hyper
is
premium
there.
Lola? Oh wait, that's not Lola. That's a different one.
Yeah, it's just hyper premium quality product. He doesn't actually say what's in it, but it costs you $97 a month, and it's by invitation only. So you gotta wait for them to fucking email you, going, how are they gonna know?
So they're just randomly emailing people. That's just not a sound business platform.
Yeah. Since both products are delivered to the customers, if the high-end client prefers the retail shopping experience, Diego Pellissier is the best option. The stores are modeled after a jewelry store design with granite floors and imported Spanish style. What a fucking loser Diego is for wasting all that money. Like, really? People would walk on plywood to come into a table with chairs to buy weed. They do not
They
care.
fucking for sure would.
Yep.
Really?
And especially if it was the best weed around.
They recently sold a $3,600 marijuana cigar. A lot of work goes into rolling this product to keep it together so it doesn't fall apart. That's the selling feature of it. The cigar had 28 grams of flour and 7 grams of oil and took 6 weeks to cure.
How many grams of flour?
28. Not an ounce, 28.
For $3,000?
Yeah.
These guys fucking serious?
Crazy, that's robbery. You are robbing patients.
Yeah.
Who's the guy
Should be
that got
sickened with
ripped
yourself.
off buying that?
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody totally just got ripped off and they feel super fucking cool about it.
yeah, they feel good
Kind
about
of like
it.
buying a $10,000 t-shirt.
Jody! I told you the Jody dance would work. She's here. Yeah, I did. I did my Jody dance before the show.
Well,
You've been smoking that rainbow weed,
very
haven't you?
nice. We can
That
get an
Lola.
update. Oh, and Janice slipped in there, too.
Hey, is Lola coming out with cola?
What?
Oh, I like
Lola
that.
Cola.
Lola Cola.
Hola,
Andy.
hola.
For the ultra premium experience.
It's all about the vibe.
So they got an M3 box or what?
No, I'm going to make one.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be $5,000.
4,200.
Mine's gonna be $5,000. People will like
You'll
it.
sell more.
People will like it $800 better.
Well, Jody Emery's in the house. Do we have a...
Jody?
No, not in the big house, thank God.
Hello.
Jody's not in
Look
jail.
at the
Jody's
camera.
not in jail.
Yeah, hi.
Jody's not in jail.
Hi, viewers.
That's the song we had picked for this
Is this the
segment, but
music
nobody
mic?
would record
Right
it.
behind my
so-
butt. Oh, cool. Hello.
So, yes, welcome home.
Yay,
Safe and
be
sound.
home. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, a
First-
lot of stuff going on in
Yeah.
Montreal.
First time in handcuffs. Apparently my wrists are so small they thought I could just like slip right out. So they made them super tight. That was an experience.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I've been a victim now of at least arrest, not being charged, but it was the best way to be arrested that you could, I guess, to be honest.
to not
'cause-
be charged, yeah.
and, yes. And also not even having to go to a police station or go through any of that.
Oh, you what? Were you just in the sauna or
Well,
something? They
yeah,
took
we just
care of
all
it
went
while
and hung
you
up
were
by
there?
the pool. I got to get my like manicure done while we chit chat about shit. No.
Both
Talked
ha-
about legalization.
Both hands
Right.
manicured at once.
Yes, exactly, and the toes. Actually,
people.
well,
Each
and to I almost guarantee they're watching this right now because I am still currently under investigation.
Of course.
So, have the authorities noticed us? Woo. Like, when do they find out about cannabis culture? Jeez. But no, quite an experience. If you want me to give you a little rundown of how it
Yeah,
kind of
please do.
unfolded. So, ambitious investor in Montreal wanted to help us build out the brand. And, Montreal is known for kind of a liberal attitude about a few things and maybe known for a few things that are not so liberal and maybe a little more corrupt. But hey, it's government. So we decided that we should allow this brand to expand, and the investors decided they wanted to go big, that they wanted to open not 6, like we thought we were opening, not 8, but 10 locations in Montreal. So about 2 days before we go out there, we're like, wow, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do that. Why not? Why not? That's exciting. Why not demonstrate that there's actually demand for it? If we could get every place busy and people lined up, and hey, that would be a great demonstration of what people want and what legalization should look like. So those opened up. However, the police and the media in advance got notice and found 2 of the locations of the initial 8. So the story was 10 to open in December, 2 of them at the end of the month, 8 of them on the grand opening day, but 2 of those got permit rejections about signs, and so they stopped work. And so it ultimately ended up being 6 opening up on Thursday the 15th. 15th? I think it was the 15th.
so,
yeah. The 15th. So that grand opening was incredible. If you didn't watch the Pot TV video, it was the biggest press conference I have ever done. And I've done a lot of big news press conferences, and that one was
is that right?
incredible. It was a crush of people. It was, I swear, Montreal has more media than the rest of Canada because there were just endless. Every French reporter, there was an English reporter equivalent. So, like double the amount. And the cameras were huge. The crowds were huge. People were so excited. We stood there and had a nice press conference and spent 45 minutes talking about the vision and the mission. And it was just really, really awesome. It was so beautiful. And it was also freezing freaking cold. Like, I'm talking Arctic winds of minus 30 Celsius.
Holy
minus 30. But I'm telling you, thousands of people were lined up for 1, 2, 3 hours outside in the cold, getting frostbitten, jumping up and down, trying to stay alive in the freaking freezing cold just to have a chance to say they got to be there and they got to buy it at that store. And the news reporters went and interviewed people. Why are you standing up? Hundreds deep, all the way down the streets at every location, including the ones that weren't able to open because people just saw the addresses online and they're tweeting and saying, we're waiting, we're waiting. Hundreds of thousands of people lined up, hundreds of people served. Definitely not prepared for that kind of response. It was overwhelming. It was beautiful. The people were so happy. They said, I can call my dealer. I can get weed. You think we can't get weed in the city? But I want to be here. There were people in the lineup that even said to the media, I don't smoke pot, but I want to see what freedom looks like. There's people who they said, this is a wonderful vision. And that was so awesome. So the people in Montreal, you rock. The cops... Okay, you were nice too. The ones that were with us, I know, we kind of got along actually. So, it wasn't too bad. But so the vision, God damn it, why did we have to actually get along, man? They even said, we're getting along now, but I know you'll hate us when court comes or whatever. And we joked about that, but hey. So what happens is all the police and the media were saying, you can't do this. It's illegal. Oh, and we also didn't realize that the Prime Minister was in Montreal that day holding a press conference with the Premier of Quebec, which is like the governor. So they were having a press conference, and I guess some of our shops were slated to open in Trudeau's own riding of Papineau in Quebec. So at our press conference, I said, and I hear that we're going to be opening in Trudeau's own riding. I invite him to come down as a pot smoker himself and see what we have. And so I guess at the press conference they were having, that got brought up. And Trudeau was like, kids and gangs, not good, bad, illegal, bad. And so the police, came in. What happens is the next day, I get an email from a news reporter, 2 different reporters, newspaper, CTV, Montreal Gazette, and CTV. And they said, our sources tell us the police are going to raid your shops today. So it was the next day, right? And we're thinking, okay, well, that is a possibility. But, hey, it takes weeks to investigate and do. They can't. They wouldn't. They couldn't. Could they? Could they really? 6 locations? Yeah, they can. And so we woke up, and I got an email from CTV saying, police are at the Mont Royal shop. There's a that's the address, 2200 Mont Royal, beautiful location where we had the press conference. And they said the cops are there right now. So I'm like, wake up, Mark. We got to go. We got to go save our employees over there. We jump in an Uber, and I'm writing the reporter, and I'm saying, where did you hear that? And she goes, oh, anonymous source. And then she goes, wait, there might not be cops there at all. Could be a false alarm. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So we get there in the Uber. We jump out. Uber, by the way, broke the law, and the city bent over backwards to accommodate them. So we jump out of the vehicle, and we get to the store, and everybody's a little nervous because the media are saying the police are coming. So Mark decides to get behind the counter and start selling himself just to take part and to keep the spirits up of all the staff. And we decide, maybe we shouldn't just wait around because who knows if it'll happen or not. And we've got a job to do. We got to go check out the other shops. So Jeremiah and I, we jump in a car and we go and check out another location, and then we get a call. from another one saying cops are here, and then another one saying cops are here too. So I call Mark and I said, get out of that shop. The cops are raiding. And I think they got him 2 minutes later. So we dropped Jeremiah off at one of the locations. And if you're watching Pot TV or Cannabis Culture on Facebook, you can see that video of Jeremiah outside the shop. And then I continued onward to where Mark was 20 minutes later. And by some fate of the future movie to be written gods, I pull up around the corner. I see the lights flashing. I'm like, damn it. They got him. And the car's slowly pulling forward because traffic's blocked, so we're slowly coming up closer. And I look and I see they're bringing Mark out the front door. So the Uber driver, who was having the time of his life, driving around a bunch of us in this crazy scene, everyone's saying, don't let Jody get arrested. Don't let Jody get arrested. So he's like, I see Mark, though. How can I not let Mark know that I'm right there? So I put down the window, and you can go to my Instagram and see it. And I pulled out my camera, and I filmed it, and you can see him coming out. And I said, we love you, Mark. We love you. We're going to get you out. I love you, Mark. And then the Uber driver puts up his window, like, don't let them see you, because cops, it's a crazy scene. CBC and all the news reporters were there because they were waiting for this raid. So it's all captured on camera extensively. And this is like, it's snowing, it's freezing, it's cold. We continue, and we decided to go back to the hotel to do an interview. And then I thought, we should go to a different hotel just in case, the cops are coming with the press. So we go to a different one, and they say, no, it's okay. We'll use a different interview we got with you earlier. So we go back to the hotel. I guess I can say it. It was Hotel Bonaventure. So if you want to go to the scene of a fascinating story, check out that hotel. Very weird. CTV shows up, does an interview with me, and then they leave, and I sit down with my team, and we have food. And then we go down to Jeremiah's room to chill and talk about how to get Mark out of jail, how to respond to the raids, like protest the next day, contact the media. We're like, we got to sit and plan. So, Jeremiah goes. We walk up to his room at his hotel door at the bottom of some stairs. It's like a three-way direction sort of thing. I don't know how to explain. And he puts the key in the door. And then suddenly 4, kind of regular guys are there in their winter coats and shit. And they go, Jody Emery, Jeremiah, Jody, can we get a photo with you? And I'm like, oh, sure, okay. And I look at them, and I look, and I'm waiting for the camera to come out. And suddenly my hand is being grabbed, and a cuff is being put on. I said, Jody Emery, you're under arrest. And I'm like, Are you serious? Wait, what? And then I go to grab my phone. I'm like, wait a minute, what the? And they're like, don't do anything. And I'm like, hold on, are you serious? And Jeremiah's, and they're pushing open the hotel room door, and they push us into the room, and then they sit us down. And I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted. I've never been arrested before. They were so out of nowhere. Cops have invisible cloaks, and then suddenly, bam, they're there. And wow, what a sneaky way to ask me for a picture, which I'm so, I was so ready.
It's very unusual for them to do something like that.
Yeah. And so then they get us into the room.
Maybe they were just identifying you.
They were probably just identifying, because my hotel room isn't under Jody Emery. It's under my real name, my secret name. But they couldn't find us, so they needed to prove that who
Judy
I was.
Emery.
Yeah, that's right. So they held us there, and I said, I don't know my rights too well. I guess I should, but I do know you're supposed to stay silent, but I can't really do that. So, but I do know that I could ask whether I was under arrest or just being detained. And they kept saying, you're not under arrest yet. You're being detained until we get a warrant. I'm like, oh, you don't have a warrant? Like, oh, well, we're getting a judge, so they had to issue a telewarrant. So that means for 2 hours we're sitting with our cuffs behind our back, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But to be honest, they said, at first they thought we were actually gangsters or something. They were quite flabbergasted to find nothing, no piles of cash or weed or guns or anything. And they were looking around. They're kind of thinking they see our books in our laptop cases are built for growth, how Starbucks expanded their business. And, they're like, Jesus, these guys. And we're lecturing them about pot. And, they realized that we were not their typical drug investigation targets. So when they got the telewarrant in, and then they searched, and they didn't find anything on the things they were looking for, possession for the purpose of trafficking. So they just took our phones and our devices and electronics. And, they said to us, we could have done this 3 different ways. One was we could have just grabbed you off the street or out of the store, taken you around town in an uncomfortable car ride, put you in a cell, do all that. Or we could do that right now. We could take you from this hotel, take you out, and go and drive you around in the cold and put you in a cell and all that. Or you can sit here in this nice hotel room where we wait and it's warm and you can be comfortable. And I'm sitting in a little couch and I'm like, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
sounds like a
Yeah,
great.
that sounds great.
I
I'm-
like option
Number three. Yeah. And so the only time I actually got hurt in the incident was when they gave me my scarf because I asked for a few things, some water, some lip chap, a Ricola for my throat. They were actually quite nice.
Ricola for my
And
throat.
it was dry, and I was joking. Like, don't you know I'm a princess, Princess of Pop? And we got along in some ways. But yeah, they gave me my scarf to put on, and I went to throw it over my neck, and I like banged my head, so I have like 2 bumps there from the handcuffs, and they were no doubt they're thinking, oh shit, we didn't do that. And I'm like, nah, it's all right. I'll say I've never had to maneuver with cuffs on going to the washroom. That's a
You hit
Wow.
yourself in the head with your
like,
handcuff.
like this.
This is the greatest movie script.
Great. Oh, jeez. Well, if that's the worst of it, really. And it was, right? So then they did let us go without charge, but they said we're under investigation. I can't remember if they said conspiracy or not. The media kept saying conspiracy. Conspiracy, if you go look it up online, is not cool. So don't talk to anybody about speeding or breaking the law because suddenly you're already guilty, apparently, of conspiracy. It's a really good way to get people who actually didn't do a crime. That's how they got Greg and Michelle and Mark. It was all
Yep.
conspiracy charges. They
That's
weren't
why
even
they
in
need
America.
3 people.
Yeah, you just need 3
You got
people.
For a conspiracy.
So, but you know what? We don't own those shops in Montreal. It's like we work with people. We want to help people build up businesses and create jobs and help the local economy employ people. And we did. I've heard from even employees who got arrested saying that was the best day of my life. Some of them said that was being part of that and receiving, because they were slammed. I'm talking lineups of thousands of people just so freaking excited. And it was amazing cannabis too. I couldn't even believe it. I opened the jars. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. No wonder they can't have us there. But then the one last little ironic piece that I think I got to mention is that the mayor, Denis Coderre, or Denis Coderre, however you want to pronounce it, he was all on Twitter saying, we have 0 tolerance for these shops. We will not let it happen. A publicity stunt, is useless. You should try campaigning other ways. So, of course, I responded and explained all the ways we've been campaigning, literally running for office and stuff.
else
I
can
mean,
we
it's
do?
undeniable. But then I got to give a shout out to CBC News, put up an article 2 days later saying, the mayor calls the Emery's, their stores a stunt. Here are a few of his own. And it lists 4 different instances where the mayor himself has used stunts. Apparently he's the stunt master. And where one, he destroyed a Canada Post monument, which is against the law. And he said he was willing to break the law to make a point. And they refused to lay charges against him because he's the mayor. But there you go. The mayor himself said he was willing to break the law to make a point. And he started wearing fireman outfit out and about. And the fireman union groups were like, you can't do that. And he's like,
the
man,
mayor.
fuck you. I'm going to fireman. Like, it was incredible. This guy has the gall to, oh my goodness. So, I just got to say
The
thank
Rob
you,
Clark
CBC.
of Montreal.
Right, it's incredible. So, but again, the people, isn't it hilarious? The people are on our side, though. That's what I'll remember. And even everywhere we've gone, the people are on our side. And when you've pissed off the alcohol lobby and the pharmaceutical lobby and the police unions and all these groups, that's fine by me, because you's the bad guys. So we got to be the good guys, because you're hurting people, and we're not. We're not hurting anyone. We're helping people, and it was a beautiful thing. And to all the naysayers and critics out there, and boy, do they ever come out when you're down. Wowee, LPs and Tweed and wow, you guys are some piece of work accusing us of being just out for profit and not being activists. We were called fake activists by the founder of Tweed. We've had a few little
tweets.
Twitters back and forth with these guys. And for them to say we're in it for profit while they sit there and gloat about their marijuana stock market portfolios is evil. It's evil.
Yeah.
It's wrong. It's untrue. To call us fake activists, listen, if I was homeless, I'd still be protesting this shit. I'm not in it for the money. If I was, I'd be an LP. I would be sucking the government stick like everybody else is. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And it's not about that for us. I'm sorry.
The sweetest thing ever. I just love it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. sorry. So yeah, I'm a little fired up, and again, like I know they're watching, but they've always been watching, and you know what? We've had the U.S. government following us around. Like I can't be afraid because I know we're doing the right thing, and people who do the right thing sometimes suffer for it. And you know, I don't care about the critics because it doesn't really matter. They do, you know, they get at me when they tweet at me. They actually literally get at me, but it gives me an opportunity to explain our position. And I think, you know, for all the naysayers that are excited to try and tear us down, I know there are thousands and thousands of people lifting us up because all around the world, this made international news. It made it on Fox. It made it in Japan, in The Guardian, in the UK. It went everywhere around the world because the image of the main activists for cannabis legalization being arrested while Canada legalizes is just a bit of a trip. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing can I add? I'm sorry to eat up your whole show, but
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
You know, apparently Trudeau is also here. He was here yesterday in Vancouver,
really?
and
I saw that. Dana
he was
ask him a question.
Dana Larson got to actually be at a studio with him. I didn't even know that was going on because I saw there's a tweet from CKNW Radio, and I've done all the media, and CKNW is pretty good. And the host Linda Steele, been on her show a number of times. She was going to have Trudeau in the radio station for a brief interview and wanted to ask a few questions. Of course, there's not a lot of time when it's the Prime Minister. So her first question was about the fentanyl opioid crisis because it's a real serious issue. Second question was about marijuana because I'd been tweeting at her and him and CKW repeatedly saying, without mentioning kids or gangs, can the Prime Minister explain why it's okay to arrest people for pot possession? And I kept asking different versions of this question, right? Without your talking points, don't mention. Exactly. But
he still mentioned it in his answer.
Like, so conditioned.
And the best thing,
what
though,
you have to say.
but I'll tell you, like, the best thing for me, the most satisfying thing was that Linda Steele, the host, asked about that and then marijuana. And then she said, you know, we have time for one more thing. I'm going to read this tweet. And somebody saying, if Trudeau admits to smoking marijuana as a member of Parliament, how, you know, is he above, how come he can arrest other people for it? Is he above the law? So Linda Steele actually looks him in the face and asks him this question, and he squirms and he doesn't answer. He says something about, I talk to my kids about pot and gangs and criminals. And but you know what? That tweet, that Twitter that went out, I went and I'm like, that looked familiar. And sure enough, it was a fan of ours responding to my tweet, so therefore also going to me and Linda and Trudeau and CKNW and saying that question. And then when I wrote that person a message and I said, you just had your tweet read to the Prime Minister and made him squirm because he's a hypocrite, thank you. That user wrote back and said to me, I'm a huge fan of your guys'. You give me courage to speak out. Thank you. So even though Linda Steele couldn't have me poke Prime Minister Trudeau, we're getting in there. We're getting in there. And that makes me happy because they are hypocrites and they're doing wrong and they're doing harm and they got to be called out for it, no matter what the punishment is for that. So we're going to keep doing what we do. And I can't answer as to Montreal right now. They're probably going to be head shops, maybe with delivery. I don't know. Don't quote me on anything. We're trying to figure out because the people of Montreal are begging for those shops to reopen. And I still have other people begging to open their own shops in Montreal and Quebec, despite the raids they saw, because they really believe in it. It means so much to them. So, man, we got people on our side. And I know we're doing the right thing. And at least I can say I've been arrested, so now I'm like the rest of y'all, right? Activist credentials up a little bit. All grown up.
Okay, you got to get a tattoo now.
Yeah, I know, right? It's going to say Queen Pin, you know, I like that one. Queen Pin of the
Well,
Alberts.
yeah, well done out there for sure. It instantly felt like quite a spectacle, and it looked like a rally compared to lineups. It was very, and the people, like you said, didn't have to be out there. They wanted to be out there, and that's really important. And to reinforce to everyone that this is the model that we want. This is the model that people want.
And that the task force even
Right.
said that retail stores should be allowed. And then they go ahead and raid it at the same time. It's just, I mean, there's too many
it's just so
hypocrisies
silly,
going
and
on.
I hope that it continues to look as silly as it does to everybody until they go, okay, well,
Yeah.
we can give you some reasonable regulations here, and off we can go. But
I love
don't
how
know, they fucked it up so bad.
some LP licensed producer and stock market types that are invested in them, they say at us, you guys are just trying to be the big brand and corner the market. And I'm thinking,
Like really?
oh,
Yeah,
wait, hold, okay, first of all,
Wait a minute.
sorry we've got 22 years plus of, fighting for this cause, but also, is it not the Health Canada medical marijuana companies that are trying to corner the recreational market that's 500 times bigger to their own admission? Like, come on, look who's trying to corner the market. It's
Oh, yeah.
Tweed buying up every LP they can afford. So, everything they say about us is directly a reflection on themselves. And when they're doing evil and they hate us for making them look bad because I've kept asking them to call for an end to arrests, that's all we need. Stop arresting people. None of them are going to do it. And I can't wrap my head around why, other than it's just pure greed.
It's
and
pure
they're-
greed.
It is pure greed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and money is not evil. It's a tool, and those people use money for evil, and we use money for good. And if we're broke and if we've got nothing, we can't help people. So we need money. We need jobs. We need to grow this industry and grow our community and help each other out, because that's our freedom. That's our economic liberation. And the government keeps you down when you've got nothing to your name. And as soon as you have money, you have power to make a difference. And that's why organic movements have taken off. That's why people buy all this like healthy stuff and artisan and local. It's because you can make a change with the entire market by choosing where to spend your dollars. And again, that's why people were coming to that store and standing in minus 30 weather for 2 hours long just to buy a couple grams, even though they could have gotten it delivered to their front door. That's freedom of choice. So that's what we fight for.
Right.
Thanks for letting me rant. And if you want to see some of my stuff, I am on twitter.com/Jody Emery and and Instagram.com/Jody Emery and on Facebook and stuff. Yay. Thank you.
Maybe that's the
again.
tattoos you should get.
My website. Well, you know what's kind of
Twitter,
cute?
Social media.
Right here on my shoulder.
I'll tell you a kind of funny, cute stories because they had to take pictures of us in the hotel room holding up a piece of paper with our name on it and our address and stuff. So I gave a big smile and then I asked, oh, wait, could I do this? And they're like, no, come on. Like we were just joking. But Jeremiah had his recreational shirt on. So they made sure to straighten his shirt out, get it all in position so he could be proud of what we represent. And so that was really awesome. So they treated us all right. They treated us a lot better than they could have. But they did say, don't fuck around here. You don't come to Montreal, big splash like cowboys. You don't disrespect us. You don't even speak French. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Apologies. How do you say sorry in French? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
hey, it was an interesting push, and it just gave people a vision of a dream, and that's what we're here to represent. So yeah.
Wasn't that what Mark was charged with? Is get the fuck out of Montreal.
Yes. Well, that's what's.
Don't come to Montreal.
At
again.
first their conditions were the reason Mark did not sign his release at first, he stayed overnight in jail because the conditions were going to be no smoking pot anywhere, no talking to anyone associated with cannabis culture, including me. So
Really?
no communicating with his wife, no selling marijuana, no doing any of that stuff, and also to stay in Montreal until February when he has his appearance. He said, absolutely not. I will sit in here and I will refuse to leave. But we have an incredible lawyer, apparently one of the best there is out there, I hope. And so she got that changed. She got him out the next day. He got to Toronto, and yeah, I've never left a city so fast in my life in the middle of the night in a blizzard. Yeah. That was something. That was something. Yeah, it was traumatic. So if you want to ask me for a photo, please approach me from the front with your hands out like this and say, I'm friendly. No more handsome-looking guys in
not a
winter coats.
cop.
Jeez. What a trick. Anyway, I'm glad we're all free. I'm glad
What a
Mark's coming
trick.
home.
I love it.
So yeah, we'll have a Merry Christmas with my family. Thank goodness we're not in jail. And but you know what? If I end up in jail, that's the way it goes. And I'll just write my book, and people will see the horrific injustice of legal marijuana, meaning jailing the activist who made it possible in big parts. So whatever. We're in the history books one way or another. And I know it's for
Yeah.
good deeds. I can die happy
And it
knowing I've
feels
done
good.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
No,
absolutely
for
Die
real.
does.
happy.
For real. If tomorrow I died, if anything happened to me, I know that I did everything for the right reason. I know it in my heart. I know it in my soul. I've got no regrets. So,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
been a very gratifying
Yeah.
feeling all these years
We
for
love
us,
you.
Yeah. Well, what
it
else
really
is there to
has
do?
to know. Like, you couldn't do it. I couldn't do this shit if I knew this hurt somebody.
Right.
Like, I would keep it to myself if I wanted to consume it, but I wouldn't be here saying that marijuana's okay and we should have it if I didn't think that.
Right.
I've never once in all these years said, hey, you want to have a smoke? You want a cigarette?
Yeah.
Eh? You should drink whiskey. I don't say stuff like that. But
I got a funny joke that reminds me. I'm going to just close off with this. Taxi driver told me this one. It's pretty good. So these parents had a young son, and they were wondering, what kind of man is he going to grow up to be? So they decided to do a little test. They put out on the counter a Bible, bottle of scotch, and $100 bill. And they hide in the closet. And then when he comes home, Mom, Dad, no answer. He goes up to the counter. He sees the Bible, picks it up, flips through it, nods, puts it under his arm, and they go, oh, good, he's going to be a priest. Man of God, excellent. Then he picks up the bottle of scotch and he unscrews it, takes a swig, puts it in his pocket, and they go, oh no, he's going to be an alcoholic. And then he picks up the $100 bill and he folds it in half and he looks back and forth, puts it in his pocket, and they say, oh no, he's going to be a politician. Sorry, it's funny. Hey, all I'm going to say is, you know, politicians are in it not always for the best reasons, so I guess it's a good thing we're not in office.
Yeah.
well, we're glad you're all home safe and sound. And,
Yes. Me too.
Exciting times. Never dull moments in our world.
Bruce-
That's for
Bruce
sure.
Banner number 3.
Absolutely.
But,
And, you know, the fight will continue even more as legalization continues to be dangled. Everyone keeps saying, why don't you wait? Why don't you
Yes.
wait?
Well,
We
because he
need
wanted
more
to get
research.
2 fucking elections out of it. Come
Yeah,
on.
there you go.
Exactly. Well, he
Ride
knows.
the demographic for 2 fucking
Right?
elections.
Well, he's
Yeah.
going to
And
get himself
then-
kicked out.
And then come in, like, after the second election, come out with some, like, trinket little token fucking regulation for some ultra restricted recreational cannabis, and then ride that glory like some fucking asshole in a fake fucking satin cape disguised as silk.
Yeah, and the worst part is everything else will remain the same, you know? But it's true. They're setting up for some people to make money selling legal marijuana while the rest of it will all remain the same. They're going to keep criminalizing everybody else that they're currently
BC
going
will always
after.
be-
Oh,
that,
thanks.
that open commerce will be allowed in BC. They're not gonna let the monopoly happen.
We just can't let them not deal with us.
Yeah.
Right.
We
It
need to be
really,
heard.
like, it's the same as it always has been. We got to overgrow or oversell or outdeal the government.
Absolutely.
Right.
Not that I'm admitting to anything.
But
Well, I really think the dispensing model is going to be really embraced here when those regulations pass.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
that's going to set
Yeah.
that's
That's
going to
the
set
future,
an industry standard for the rest of the provinces that are scared to implement this model. So whatever.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Seeds are planted, you know. Just because it's not a fast flower doesn't matter.
Yeah, that creeper weed
That
is
seed's
sometimes real
already
good.
planted, man. That shit's gonna bloom into a really long flowering. Yeah.
Beauty. Keeping the dream alive. Awesome.
yeah, so what else is new? So I've been working away on the dispensary on Broadway.
Yeah.
Ooh, excitement.
Yes.
That's exciting.
much to do.
That's
There's a lot of stuff.
oh yeah, busy.
Oh.
So is this gonna be called? What's the show? What's your? It's not
Huh?
under, your show is still from under the.
From under the influence.
It used to be
So
the good old
now
seed
we'll be
desk,
from
But you-
down on Broadway.
and now you, and now you can still
Are
get.
we gonna be doing it
seeds
at
from
at the dispensary?
Don't know about that.
And it'll be from behind the weed desk?
yeah,
So cool.
that'd be
Love
pretty
it.
good. And we might be able to do that.
I
in a
think that'd be
remote-
Well,
in
yeah.
a remote kind of way.
Remote
Little
location.
Visit our different locations. That'd be
But
fun.
it's
Yeah.
Tour.
it's been very interesting dealing with the real world. They operate quite differently than we do.
Oh yeah.
We just
I
get
often wonder if they are the
yeah,
real
we
world.
just get
That's right.
yeah, it's the wild wild west out there. Oh, you give them a call. They're going. Oh, it'll be a couple of days. They'll come out and have a look. Oh, it'll be a couple of days. You get a quote. Oh,
Bureaucracy
you, couple
and
days.
BS.
A couple of days. You go. Oh my
don't
god.
weed people have that like stereotype?
Yeah, that we take forever to get
Yeah,
stuff
it's
done.
like,
nah.
that's not true, man.
It's
We
the
want
opposite.
shit happening like that.
We're action oriented.
We
Everything's
are-
real time with the
We're
cannabis.
hyper
cannabis
premium
activists.
activists.
Yeah. Cannabis demographic wants shit like boom.
Oh, and one more.
But one thing I did find too, or not one thing, but a number of things. So many people are fans of ours out there in the real world. They go, oh, cannabis culture. Oh, I like that business, the kid said from Shaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not from Shaw.
Yeah, okay, but from some.
I mean,
Some company that
A
may
cable
or may
guy.
not have been related
You
to
know what? That's the same- I
telecommunications
just went and
or
got, like-
shoes.
And I just went to get contact lenses, and the lady behind the counter, she's like, oh, yeah, my son, he plays at your jam night there. She goes, he got me some really great lotion for my legs. You know, I go get shots in my legs for this pain. Costs $185 a shot, and I have to do it all the time just to get by. And I got this lotion and just a little bit, and I'm fine. It's amazing. And I thought that is absolutely it. That is it.
That's fucking
That's
awesome.
life-changing.
Yeah.
That's making people, oh, man, we're in it for the right reasons.
Yep.
I know we
it
are.
will all come
Yeah,
to
you are.
the surface here.
Yeah.
Like it's just a matter of getting people access to this stuff in a reasonable manner here. that
Yeah.
isn't, you know.
Not restrict or limit it like the government says they want to.
They want to put limits everywhere they can.
Yeah.
And for no apparent reason or scientific possibility of ever
Nope.
doing that, or
Looking
Right.
for harm to try and explain,
Yeah.
oh, it's harmful in this way. Well, you know what? Just came out another study. Wherever there's medical marijuana, there are fewer traffic fatalities. And that's a real study that just came out today to follow up on 2 decades plus of the same damn thing being said time and time again. So, you know, the reefer madness is strong, but the
It's
truth is out there
amazing.
even more strong because we just keep pushing it.
I laugh because that was going to be one of the stories that we didn't have time
That I didn't
for.
have time. 'Cause I took- okay, just to make sure. What else is on your list? Let's bang them out.
What else did you see in the
What
news?
else just happened? Oh gosh. Well, actually,
See the
some-
one about
well,
Oh, did you hear the one about
the new that
Da-da.
a lot of the the pot. Here's one though that was interesting. That pot employees often recommend the wrong strain of marijuana.
I saw that too. It's so silly.
It was the silliest thing
Oh
ever.
my gosh! It's like when I go out for dinner and I ask for wine. You didn't describe it quite right. you
Yeah,
know?
so what is the
Jeez.
acidic content and the nuance of
Oh,
the
man.
fucking whatever?
Yeah, no kidding.
But yeah, that was one of the most empty things I saw out there.
No,
But-
it's crazy.
We should get out of here.
Yeah, my meter's up.
Got a
Right
lot
on.
of Christmas shopping to do. So I got a little poem. Well, I'll thank everybody for being here. The Janice slipped in here while we were Anne and John B and Alyssa in the house. Thanks to Rose for coming in and strumming
The
away.
music is beautiful.
Yeah. It's so nice. Yeah, I love it. Just so light in the background like that.
And of
It's
course,
wonderful.
Jody for coming in. Mark's coming to town tomorrow.
Yep, flying in and we'll go to my hometown and have some Christmas.
Off for Christmas.
Have some
How
of
are
that.
you getting to your hometown?
Flying this time.
Okay,
I
good.
don't want. We're not driving the Coquihalla Highway.
No.
No, that's no good. If we were, yeah, that takes too
No,
long. We
that'll
got
be
way
good.
too much to do, sadly. So at least we get a few days off. That's good, you know, and
Yes,
some family. But
And do take a few days off.
yes, I will. There's gonna be some food.
Hashtag relax,
Yes.
would you?
hashtag smoke some hash and put your feet up?
Hashtag hot tub in the snow.
There you go.
Yeah, that's our gift to ourselves. So who knows what 2017 will bring, but hey, it's been a wild 2016 so far, and it's the first day of winter. Happy winter solstice. The sun will
Yes.
hopefully start shining longer as each day goes by. So hooray for that.
They made a big deal on the news this morning about today, the solstice, the rising of the sun was in complete alignment with Stonehenge,
Yep.
which
That's cool.
Stonehenge is round. You got to figure at some point it'll be in.
How to get
I don't know how you knew, but and then the
that?
conclusion today was that Stonehenge was probably very important to the people who built it.
No, it
Really?
shouldn't.
That
I've-
was their fucking whole
No.
pagan druid explanation of Stonehenge today.
It was important.
Really
Yeah,
knew
it was
shit
probably important.
We think it was important. It may have been completely useless and unnecessary,
They
but
just built and went,
we've got
walked
nothing to
away.
do.
When it turns out it's just his kid that lived there, they go, hey, you know, he can throw big fucking stones a great distance. Watch him. Throw another one up there.
Throw another one up there.
Who knows, eh?
Oh, sweet. Well,
Yeah, and thanks to Al.
Thanks for having me.
Always being here, man. Appreciate
Nice
that.
that he's here.
Kush Queen, too.
Thanks for having me.
and,
Pleasure to have you.
Marijuana Christmas to you
Yes.
all,
Yeah.
and a hempy or hashy New Year, whichever you prefer.
That's right.
So I'll finish with a little poem. He rolled up a joint and to his team gave a toke. We laugh at the news, it's all a big joke. But they heard me exclaim, hey, smoke what you got. Happy Christmas to all, and to all, peace and pot.
Yeah. That's a good one.
He's a poet, don't you know it?
We'll try and see you next week, so everybody enjoy your Christmas, stay safe and warm.